I want to take my practice to the next stage and next level. How to do it? Now, this is one of the commonest questions I come across from many practicing dentists. And my immediate counter question is, what is the current stage of your practice? And they are like, what do you mean? Remember this. If you do not know what is the current stage of your practice, how will you come to know that what is the next stage? Okay, what you cannot measure, you cannot better. So therefore, before you take your practice to the next stage, you must know what is the stage of your practice as of now. And today in this video, I'm going to talk about various ways, in fact, 3 different ways to find out which is the present stage of your practice. Hi, this is Dr. Sujit Pardeshi, an international speaker, bestseller author, and someone who has helped more than 5,000 dentists to grow their practices anywhere between 25% to 1,000%. So what are the different ways by which you can find out what is the current stage of your practice, and then only you can take it to the next level? Now, the first way of defining the stage of your practice is as per the chronology. That means number of years into practice. And of course, there is no fixed parameter to it. But then you can always consider yourself as a new practitioner if you are somewhere between 0 to 5 years into dental practice. Then an established practitioner, if maybe you're somewhere between 5 to 15 years into practice. Then a seasoned practitioner, maybe between 15 to 25 years into practice, and maybe a veteran and experienced expert practitioner beyond 25 years. Now, this is one way of understanding or defining the stage of your practice. But let me tell you something very interesting. What is the flaw? What is the drawback of defining the stage of your practice as per the number of years into practice? There are so many dentists who see the pinnacle of their success, the peak of their success in the first 5 years itself. Yes, you heard that right. Believe it or not. There are so many dentists who see the peak of their practice, the highest practice in the first decade itself, or maybe in the first 10, 12, 15 years. And then their practice either is stagnated or slowly is in declining phase for the rest of their life. So it is not the right way to understand what stage of your practice if you just put the numbers or the number of years you are practicing for. So although it is one of the ways or one of the parameters by which you can say that I'm an expert practitioner, I'm an experienced practitioner, I'm a veteran in dentistry, I'm a newcomer, whatever. But then when it comes to taking your practice to the next level, this is something which is least helpful. The second parameter or second way of understanding, irrespective of the number of years, that how or which stage of practice you are in, is this. When you start your practice, it is in the initial phase where you're struggling, you're trying to get that footfall, you're trying to get more patients, you're trying to convert those leads into your patients. You try your best to do the best possible treatment, and so that eventually the word of mouth grows and your patient base grows. Now, I call this stage as stage of initiation. So this is the initiation stage where you are just trying to settle down, put your foot on the ground firm. So it takes few years. Anywhere between 2 to 5 years normally, depending upon how you do it and how well you do it. So this is the stage of initiation. Then once you have firmly placed your foot on the ground, the second stage is the stage of acceleration, where your practice starts growing and all of a sudden you see that more new patients are coming to your clinic. And you wonder, wow, from where I am getting so many patients? I didn't even do any marketing, or I didn't even do any specific thing in that particular locality or that age group, but still I am getting a lot of patients from that area, that age group, that demographics, whatever. And your practice literally accelerates, maybe grows to 2 times, 3 times, 4 times, even 5 times. And all of a sudden, there is a lot of movement in your clinic. All chairs are occupied, whether you are a single chair practitioner, two chair, whatever, okay, and you're busy throughout the day. You make a lot of money, good profits, okay, the revenue goes up, the entire overall activity goes up, the spirit, the mood, the enthusiasm of your staff, your team goes up. Okay, so that's the stage of acceleration. Now, when you're in the stage of acceleration, you need to ensure that you keep on doing all the right things which you were doing so far. So that, and that includes your marketing, your management, and your clinical skills, all three things. So that your stage of acceleration keeps taking your practice to the growth phase, to the next level all the time. Now, this stage of acceleration can last for 10 years, 15 years, or even 20 years, depending upon how well you keep doing the right things. Now, after that, if you are still doing the right things, the stage 3 is in 2 parts. Now, let's go to the stage 3. So, if you do the stage 2 right, and if you do, if you continue doing the right things as you were doing in the stage 2 of acceleration, the stage 3 shapes up accordingly. There can be 2 stage 3s. Number 1 is your practice is still growing, even after 15, 20 years into practice. At that time, your practice should expand, you should scale up, you should have multi-chair practice, you should have a team, and slowly you should delegate your work. So that is the stage of delegation. But if you become complacent, if you become arrogant, or if you become casual about your practice, the stage 3 for you may not be the stage of delegation, but it becomes a stage of stagnation. The practice slowly starts getting stagnated because you are not into your practice. Your attention, your focus has shifted. You have, either you are happy, satisfied, or whatever you call it, or you become casual, complacent, and instead of delegation, you go to the stage of stagnation. And then comes eventually the stage 4. Those who are smart enough, they continue the acceleration and delegation nicely, can eventually take their practice to the stage of automation. Now, the stage of automation is a stage where your practice is not person dependent, but system dependent. You have a foolproof system, you have the competent and committed team to implement the system, where your practice is not just functioning in your absence, but even growing in your absence. Yes, you heard that right. Your practice can even grow in your absence, and that is the stage of automation. You should learn how to delegate and automate the practice. But then, if you're on the wrong side of the table, instead of delegation and automation, if your practice in stage 3 gets stagnated, then the stage 4 for you is the stage of saturation. Slowly, your practice starts declining, and as you move towards the old age, you have lesser and lesser number of patients, and eventually, either you give your practice to somebody else, or those patients are already taken by somebody else. So, the stage of initiation, acceleration, stagnation, and saturation, or stage of initiation, acceleration, delegation, and automation, is the second way how you can understand which stage of practice you are in. Now, let me tell you the third way by which you can define your current stage of practice. And that solely depends upon how much is your overheads and what is your revenue. Now, as you start practicing, okay, in the initial months or years, there is a time when your overheads are high, they are fixed, but your revenue is not even equal to the overheads. Forget about the profits. You don't even make the revenue which is equal to overheads. That means that is the time when you literally have to put money from your pocket to sustain your practice. And that stage 1 is called the stage of struggle. Because you're struggling, you're not even getting the money back which you are putting every month into the practice. Forget about the profits. So the stage of struggle. Now, the second stage is the stage of survival. Survival is the stage where your overheads and your revenue, your practice, both are same. In stage 2, survival also, you don't make any money, you don't make any profits from your practice, but then at least you don't have to put anything from your pocket. Okay, so that's the stage of survival. Now, if you do the right things, you move to the stage 3. Now, after the stage 2, the third stage is the stage of stability. Now, in the stage of stability, your revenue or your income is higher than your overheads. That means now you have started generating some profit from your practice. There is some take home and now you're happy, right? So this happens as you keep on growing your practice, as you keep on doing the right things, and as you do the things in the right way and how well you do them. Okay, so you move from the stage of survival to the stage of stability, where your profit is there, no matter how less it is, but your practice is in profit. The fourth stage is your revenue is very high as compared to your overheads. That means overheads does not go down. In fact, your staff size can go up, your lab bill, your material cost can go up, but your practice grows a lot. You land up earning double, triple, or 4 times money than what you were doing in stage 1 or 2. And you make a lot of profit from your practice. Your practice is absolute profitable. That is the stage of stability. Now you have a lot of take home money from your practice. Your pockets are full. Patients don't have deep pockets, right? And when that stage 4, which is the stage of success, is there, at that time you go for purchasing your car, or maybe that your dream house, maybe that world tour, your favorite mobile phone and whatnot. Because now you have the surplus money, you have sufficient profit which can help you to live a good lifestyle. That's the stage 4, the stage of success. And if you keep on doing the right things even after the stage 4, the stage of success, the stage 5 is scale up, where you expand your practice, where you expand your base, where you delegate and eventually automate your practice, where your practice become system dependent and not person dependent, where you establish the systems, processes and structures, the standard operating protocols in your practice, which are followed by your team in such a way that your entire job is just to manage your practice. So that is the stage of scale up. So the stage of struggle, then survival, then stability, the success and scale up. Now, let me tell you one thing before we conclude this video. Now, you might be wondering, what is the use of understanding which stage of practice I am in? So I'll tell you, if you want to go somewhere, you must know where you are at this moment, where you are today. And the efforts which are required from your side to take your practice to the next stage are different in each stage. No matter which parameter you use, whether you use the parameter of, that number of years into practice, which I told you in the beginning, whether you use the parameter of initiation, acceleration, delegation, automation, or stagnation and saturation, or whether you use the parameter of struggle, survival, stability, success and scale up. The efforts, the direction, the focus which is required to take your practice to the next stage are different in every stage. The priorities are different in every stage. The action steps which are required are different in every stage. And you cannot understand all this unless you understand the base, the foundation, and which is the current stage of your practice. So I want you to put up in the comment box, what is the stage of practice you are in? You take any of these 3 parameters or all of this, Put your comment and what is holding you from going to the next stage. Why you're not able to break through the current stage of your practice. For how many years you are into the stage where you are today. Make sure that you subscribe to my YouTube channel, because trust me, you will rarely find such a powerful content anywhere in dentistry. Okay, so put the comment, share this video with your friends to whom you think this video is useful, or probably somebody who is stuck in a stage and just don't know how to move out of it. This is Dr. Sujit Pardeshi signing off. I'll see you in the next video. Thank you.